What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant/review. Today, I want to talk about Big K.R.I.T's latest album called Cadillactica. Alright, y'all know the deal. You want the histrionics? Go watch my previous video on Big K.R.I.T. But I will say this, he's a dope Southern MC. Go check out his earlier works, which I still have to do, by the way. I have to go back and download some of the mixtapes. I heard, you know, a bunch of tracks from him, but not in its entirety, I guess, if you want to call it that. But with that being said, let me say this. Big K.R.I.T, I'm glad you released this fucking album. This is a dope fucking album. His last album that came out, Live from the Underground, it was alright. You know, it wasn't anything that really made me go back to it. This album I've already listened to about 3-4 times already since it came out, and I'm really fucking loving it, man. This guy really puts it down. He really put his heart and soul into this fucking album, and you could fucking feel it. So let's get right into this bitch. Artwork. This is the deluxe edition, by the way. Artwork, you have Big K.R.I.T standing in what looks like a beam of light, almost like he's being like transported somewhere, or you know, almost being like he's being beamed up by a UFO or whatever, but he's standing in, you know, what appears to be outer space or whatever, on some type of platform. Go inside. Got a spaceship there. Spaceship with an automobile, presumably a Cadillac. Got more space photos. The car drifting off into space there. And rims. All the credits and whatnot. And then on the back, you have the hood of I'm assuming a Cadillac with the spaceship emblem on it. So artwork, pretty basic. It gives you an idea of what the album's about. Front cover, kind of basic, you know, but still gives you an idea because you have the planets and shit revolving around him. So as far as the artwork is concerned, it's pretty cool. Features on this album. You have Raphael Saadiq, Rico Love, E40, Wiz Khalifa, Mara Harubi, Devin the Dude, Big Sant, Bun B, Jamie N. Commons, Lupe Fiasco, and ASAP Ferg. Everyone does their thing on this album. I'm not gonna bitch about any of the features on here because no one really did anything that kind of made me wince or anything, except maybe Wiz Khalifa for a little bit. Wiz Khalifa was just like to me, but for the most part, everyone did their thing. Production on this album. Big K.R.I.T handled most of the production on most of these tracks, which to me is the smartest thing because, you know, you craft the beats, and I think I've said this before in another video. You craft the beats to your liking. You can ride it however you want. It's all you. It's your body of work. You completely embody it. So shout out to Big K.R.I.T for that. Let me see who else is on here. DJ Dahi, Raphael Sadiq produces the track that he's featured on. You have Jim Johnson, Fanatic, and Zach, and also Rico Love. Those guys I just mentioned were on one track. Big K.R.I.T, DJ Dahi again, Brian Boland, Alex the Kid, and the rest is all done by Big K.R.I.T. And there are 17 tracks on here if you get the deluxe edition here. 17 fucking tracks on this bitch. You get a huge chunk of album on here. So production wise, for the most part, it was cohesive because Big K.R.I.T knew what he wanted to this album to sound like. So no problem with production. All right, pros and cons of the album. One thing that is very strong with this album is the content, and that is one of Big K.R.I.T's strengths. I fucking love it. This album, I guess, I don't know if it's considered a concept album. I guess it kind of is. But I mean, not every song is along the same concept. But for the most part, it does hang on to the fact that he created some type of universe or his own world or whatever, and he calls it Cadillactica. And it starts off with creation, and that also continues on to track 4, Cadillactica, the title track itself. All right, you have track 5, Soul Food, featuring Raphael Sadiq, where they're both sort of comparing food to life. I don't know if I'm doing it justice through that explanation, but that's what it is. What else could I talk about? Track 10, Do You Love Me, featuring Mara Harubi. I don't know if I'm saying that lady's name right, but it's the personification of a car and a love relationship with that car, or if that car is a person. What else do I like on here? Track 14, Saturdays Equal Celebration, featuring Jamie and Commons. Now, I could be wrong about this track, but my interpretation of this track is that he's sort of anticipating his own death. Big K.R.I.T. Track 15, Lost Generation, featuring Lupe Fiasco. Dope track there. Great to hear Lupe back hungry as fuck on that track. And basically on that track, like the title implies, he's talking about y'all, to be honest, because this is a lost generation. Y'all know, if you watch my rants, y'all know how I feel about humanity. I don't have faith in humanity at all. And they're speaking specifically about today's youth. And the last track I just want to briefly go in on is track 16, which is called Mount Olympus, in parentheses, reprise. And Big K.R.I.T is basically going in on that track, but he discusses a few things on there. He discusses the control beat. I don't know if he's taking a shot at Drake on the hook, because it's kind of like backmasked the part where he's mentioning it in the hook. Someone let me know what that is, if you know anything about that or whatever the fuck. But this album here is full of content. Cons, like I said, the Wiz Khalifa feature, I was like kind of on there. I wish that more of the tracks could have held on to the concept of Cadillactica. Like, you know, all the tracks were pretty much dope and they held their own. But, you know, if he stayed with the whole, you know, creating a galaxy and with the you know, stayed with the car references, you know, like, cause he stays with that, you know, with the first 4 tracks, then 5 is Soul Food, then you have tracks like King of the South, which kind of you know, veer away from that, and then you have Angels, which kind of veer away from that, at least in my opinion anyway, but that's not super bad, you know what I mean? It doesn't make the album horrible. The album is dope. Go get it. All right, my rating of this shit, I would say maybe an 8.25 to 8.75. You know, I'm very happy with this album, K.R.I.T. Shout out to you. Hope you stay on this fucking roll that you're on, putting out albums like this. And just as a side note, y'all know that I reviewed T.I.'s album Paperwork, and I said on there that T.I. was comparing his album to classic works such as Aquemini, and I disagreed with that. But listening to this album, this is more Aquemini to me than T.I.'s Paperwork. No disrespect to him, I'm a T.I. fan, but this is more outside the box than that Paperwork album. So guys, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe, support dope shit, and that's it. Peace, bitches.